Hello and welcome to Elmo and Thackz. Today it is just Thackz playing this war of mine. This game is wonderful. It's all sketchy and yeah. Anyway, it was released in November last year and it's just I've played a little bit and it's overwhelming. You've got to basically survive. Nothing is zombies. You are just citizens trying to survive in a city which has been overrun by conflict, devastation, and it is difficult. It forces you into some really difficult decisions, and you've got to play it as an angle as if you was in this situation, what would you do? I haven't survived longer than 2 weeks, and yeah, it's powerful. So we'll jump in. As you can see, look, here's my previous days. The new one. I know these ones are difficulter, so I think I'm just gonna go back to this one because it's easy. I wouldn't say it's easy with 3 people, but it's less mouths to feed. So here we go. So here we go. These are our 3 characters. Actually got 3 men this time. It is slightly random. How long has the siege lasted? It was hard to say when every day is a struggle for survival. The city is crowded with snipers. This is a problem. Shelling is an ordinary business almost every night. Phones don't work. There is a shortage of food and meds. This is also true. There are many people left homeless. Bruno and Mark have always been good friends. So when the war broke out, they decided to stick together. They met Pavel, we'll call him Pav, while scavenging for supplies. He used to be a star football player, and now he's just another homeless victim of war. So they teamed up and hoped for the best. So this is your interface. Pav is already slightly wounded, so he's a fast runner. Bruno is a good cook. And Marco is slightly sick. This is actually not the best start. Right, so we're going to get them to start searching for items. So we've got some herbs, some parts, some rats. So basically this is a survival, but it's not of soldiers, it's the civilians, which obviously happens all around the world, and this game just kind of shows you how hard it is to do. Because honestly, some of the decisions in this, if I get to do them again, it's not like I want. That sounds bad. It sounds like I want to do them, but there is just situations where you really just don't want to be in this situation to do out some of the things that I did do. I haven't played it crazy amount. I'm just trying to get the gists of it. There's combat in this, and I honestly still don't quite understand how to do combat. But anyway, as you can see, I'm slowly gathering supplies. You've got a workbench here, which I will show you once we've just gathered some more supplies. Because certain things might be locked. So these are piles of rubble, which obviously is so much easier to get through with a shovel. But it might take a couple of days for us to make one. Yes, I just think this door's locked. If we actually send him down, So this is our food and our meds are in one area. He's currently, I've got 2 digging because we need to get supplies. So here we go. Right. So you've got beds, chairs, heaters, radiators, water filters, cooking stoves. I see people play this differently, but I like to make beds first, at least one bed, just so someone is always resting. So hopefully, I need him to get rid of this rubble so he can go up this ladder to these doors. And then there's some items here. So he's going to then pull this door. This door means you can get through it, but you've got to pull it. You've got to pull the boards off. Send him back to do some more building because we need a crude stove, which we can put in here. Oh, he's through. So Marco is slightly sick, which at the minute isn't a problem. That can either go away with rest or we need to get meds. He is slightly wounded, which means we need... Ooh, that's locked. So we need pickaxes, picklocks, or a crowbar to get through there. Slightly wounded, you need bandages, but once again that can go away or it can develop into something worse. Diamonds, well, jewellery are good for trading. Obviously, well, I wouldn't say obviously, you don't really know, but you can basically find people to trade with, and sometimes it literally, you have to trade away everything. Sometimes you have to just pray to God that you have enough things to give away for meds, for food. Pickaxe, components. This is really not the easiest of games, because sometimes you think I don't want to do this, but you know that you have to do it to survive. So obviously there's a night cycle. I can't make one of those, which is a problem. I suppose if I make a workbench. So yeah, there's a night cycle. Basically, it's warm, you go to night, you do things through the day. At night you have to scavenge. I think you need to do that. I open that just with a pick. So at night you have to scavenge. At first it's a little bit, I wouldn't say easy, but the first couple of places that come up, there's not many dangers. But as you empty them places out, you have to go to the more dangerous places, which involves you being, in a sense, attacked. I might just make one of them, because I've used one. See, it was a waste, I only really got water. But obviously water's not a bad thing. As you play this, you'll realise you can get stressed because you don't have enough water. But this is your front door. People come to it with situations and trade. Some situations are good, some are bad, depending on not necessarily how healthy your guys are, but you could, for example, you could go out and help somebody and it can be fine, you can be rewarded. You can go out and it's a waste of time and you don't get any reward, and there's also the situation where you don't come back. But there is that risk as well of scavenging, and there is that risk as well as on the night you get raids, you just get all sorts. You develop injuries and you can bleed out, you can get cold, it's just a nightmare. So here we go, night one. So this is the interface. This is where we are at the bottom in our shelter. You've got ruined flats, churchyard and a quiet house. So this is the situation. So he can carry a lot, he's a skilled scavenger. So we might make him sleep because he's wounded, him guard because you seriously need to guard. He is slightly sick, but he has got a large backpack and he's a scavenger. So here at the ruined block of flats, heavy fighting, most people have fled, battle is up, there should be many things left to scavenge. So you've got lots of food, huge amount of materials, some meds, which could be important at this point, lots of weapons, and lots of parts. So hopefully, take a pick up, we'll go see what's there. So this is what this looks like. Your guy kind of sneaks around, you can make him hurry up, but this is kind of what this situation is. So this, you can see the blurry bits. When it goes clear, this is your point of view. So you can kind of see behind you, you can kind of see in front of you. This is an unknown area with some food. So look, you can slightly see upstairs. Baby cage isn't empty. A few objects lie scattered inside: a rattle, a smiling red crab, well worn by baby teeth, a feeding bottle half full of congealed mass. That's probably baby formula. Someone has left in a terrible rush, or maybe they didn't need them anymore. This is the severity. This is like the severity of it. It is little things like this that just make you think about everything. So cigarettes. Might not necessarily need this at this moment in time. Here you go, so you can peek through doors just in case there's anybody in. I don't think there really will be. I've played this house a few times, and although the houses do change slightly, it doesn't mean that they're not going to still be the same situation of the amount of people in them. Take some more wood. So yeah, you can completely and utterly change out what you want. So if you think, oh, there's loads of materials, which is good. See, a better cigarette might, oh no, wrong one. This might make people more happy because some people smoke, some people don't, some people drink coffee, and it's kind of like a morale boost. So it's always good to kind of, even though I haven't actually seen who does what, it's always good to know, just in case you pick anything up. They're also pretty good to trade. Ooh, food. We'll get rid of the fertilizer for food. At the time, certain things like shell cannons, we don't need them. We don't have enough stuff to upgrade the tables and things to make them. Oh. See, this isn't the best. These you can't get through these. These are bars, and we need tools which we don't have. Oh, perfect. See, there's also a bullet here, but once again, it's possibly more worth just getting materials. Actually, we have 2 books, which is good for fuel instead. No, we will stick with wood. So yeah, we can't really do much more in here, so we'll run. There's also like a night timer on this as well, so you can only be out in a certain amount of time. Obviously, night cover is easier to not be shot by snipers, which is the case in many current military zones. Using the cover of darkness to gain supplies. Day 2. Let's hope we haven't been raided or anything. We found plenty of really fine stuff. What a night. The night was calm. Mark has been searching, and basically the stuff we found is being explained. Okay. See, now you're tired and hungry, but he is a good cook, so hopefully we can, with some food, make some better meals. This is instantly what we need. We need a rain collector. Where am I putting you? I'll put you next to there. Because you need water to cook. And I have a feeling that could be a problem. So, you can obviously make 1 bowl, 2 bowls. Vegetables always come handy because it uses less meat and you get 2 meals. So, we can Obviously we could probably feed 3 people because we've still got enough food, but it's 2 at a time basically. So I'll feed you. And then I'm going to get him to run down there. He's still slightly wounded, but obviously I can find new meds. And now I don't have enough stuff to make another bed. I'll make some of them. Make him sleep. This guy's tired, but I might make him. I don't know if we can make another meal for the guy. He could eat it raw, but yeah, I'm 1 water short. Unless someone comes with a trade, then we may be a little bit buggered for this evening. I'm gonna use a lockpick, start clearing this debris. Because obviously there's a locked cupboard. There's also some locked cupboards and doors up there. I know I should probably. You can make crowbars, which is knocking these down, which doesn't waste pick locks. But I'm kind of just feeling like I need some water, because obviously as the clock ticks on, we've only got a certain amount of time to do things. And I don't think we have any filters, and we can't make any. So this is how you. Yeah, we have clean 2 clean water, but we need these filters, which makes 4 water. But we haven't got enough components, unfortunately. It's not only is he's hungry and tired, he's slightly sick. At least it's warm. Yeah, that's true, at least it is warm. We don't have to battle with the elements. On some it's cold and snowy, and that kills you off. Sometimes a lot quicker than starvation, robberies. See, I don't know if anyone's coming, so I need him to sleep. And he's going to be really hungry. I mean, I know I've got food, but you just gotta sit down and chill. Preserve some energy, you never know. See if you can get through there, and then you use a pick. Actually, see, I'm bleeding just a little bit. That's because he's slightly wounded. See, this is a crowbar, picklock, shovel, a knife. A weapon's good to defend your home with, like whether it's a gun or a knife. Ah, bandages. Ooh, and water, which means I think he could potentially, if he runs up there quick enough, I think he could make. Yeah, good. Right, so he can make him a meal. I don't think you can. So he needs to eat that. And then he needs to sleep. See, this is the fuel. You can make it out of wood, books, and bats, or scrap. But in the real world I would never burn a book. But like I said, in desperate times, burning books is good because it's kind of a cheaper fuel. So he's doing that, he's eaten, he's slightly sick. I'm going to end the night, nobody's coming, there's not much more I can do.